Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
For it to hit me, Keisha was trying to put a baby on me. She was
even with my husband. There's a lack of awareness around what is eligible and the availability of black men. My husband thinks so many men are just like him, that there's just really a bunch of Carrie Popes running around that are solid, hard-working, intelligent, marriage material, mature, grown men who want to be responsible and want to build a family. And I'm like, Carrie Pope, no,
Rebecca Lynn Pope, no.
So ladies,
you're
by
wrong.
the time you take out the rappers, the gold teeth, the sagging pants, the young ones who just ain't even ready for marriage, now you got a whole other demographic of black men who have sworn off black women.
Uh-oh.
Whole movements created to completely giving up on black women. Completely. That black women are not marriage material and that black women are not wife material.
Oh, this is good.
From the very beginning, we envisioned this event to be a beacon of growth and transformation, the Black Manosphere Conclave. Across 3 days, black men will converge to retool themselves for the 21st century. We'll forge powerful business alliances, refine styles, amplify tech skills, and exchange life lessons unique to the black male experience. Motivate, evolve, enlighten, and thrive. This, gentlemen, is the Black Manosphere Conclave. Welcome to the elite.
It's been an honor serving with you all. Autobots, roll out! We roll. Nanobots, transform!
Thing. He said it's a comedy skit.
But he didn't say it was a comedy skit. I don't know that.
But I told you I wasn't. But
okay, and I let it go.
You didn't let it go.
I'm not talking about it. You are. I don't give a fuck if you was a pimp or not.
But I don't give a. You keep asking me stupid shit.
I did not.
Why do you keep
what
asking
other
me
stupid shit do I ask you? What other stupid shit do I ask you?
Bring your fucking voice down.
No, you don't talk to me like that.
Bring your voice down.
No, you don't talk to me
you
like
bring
that.
your
You're
voice
not
down.
my daddy, though.
You can leave. You can leave. You
Oh
can leave. You can leave. There you go. No. Let her go. No. Let her go. Go ahead. Bye bye. Go. You go.
No.
There you go. No, you can leave. Go ahead.
Why are y'all doing this?
You good. We good. Thank you. Have a good day, sweetie.
What is going on? How did this
all right. No. It's good. There you go.
Oh my God. What in the world?
There you go.
What
Good.
just happened?
It was time for her to bounce.
Oh my God. Maybe
I know that reasoning. Out of respect to minorities. What the fuck? Stop! I want to get another. Air right now. He punched air, probably swinging around eating some bananas. fucking stupid bitch. Preach is crying right now, swinging from a monkey wrench.
And why is she gonna end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel.
I want you to listen to what this Negro has to say.
Of a white guy who married a black woman with black children. And in this video, the white guy was clowning black men and saying, you think I can't raise black boys? I raise them better than y'all do.
This is type of woke shit that I'm talking about right here that makes white men like Nick Fuentes get on the internet and be comfortable saying nigga. This is why motherfuckers like this are dangerous. And we've let these Negroes go on too long saying whatever they want to say. All this anti-black male rhetoric is what it is. This is why motherfuckers like this are dangerous. And we've let these Negroes go on too long saying whatever they want to say. All this anti-black male rhetoric is what it is.
We got too many PhDs screaming they woke. Sleep on the land and take us off for a joke. The blacks I see, immigrants, tap dancing, nigga shit. Homie, he ain't black like me. Ancestors fought and died with no guns. You hear disrespect and speak with a forked tongue. We march for togetherness. All we really seeing is a bunch of sellout motherfuckers round here don't tell the shit. Separate better shit. We don't fuck with it, trick them celibate. Tell it to the donkey and the elephant. Here for the benefits. Damn right, talking to you immigrants. Over here acting like you innocent. In your homeland, you don't fuck with blacks. But getting handouts and money off our tax. And we ain't getting shit but some feel-good talk. And young black men outlined in white chalk. Time to spark change, the kind folks see. Produced by Baz, inspired by Uncle D. Give black men a voice, they only Umars on Friday. And trust me, our doctor ain't voice. My people rejoice, my lyrics ain't shooting and killing the black man. Make a motherfucking choice. What niggas do for money, clown and act a fool. Wearing dresses, finessing money just for a school. Tell it to these coons on a plantation, made it a celebration. Everybody to Zoom, blizzard in the room. So bundle up, trick. It's cold outside and he ain't taking no shit. This is why they hate us. Blood run deep, a generation of traitors. They wanna see us weak, you ain't a part of the family. Cold shoulder, fuck you, black men ain't shit. I'm sure the world will love you. Head down long enough, 50 plus years, you yelling that we ain't strong enough. Took them benefits and ran with it, it's Mayday. Took the kids away and now they Pookie and Ray Ray. This is where we separate.
Word, feel me? We gotta keep our black women safe. Why you got spray paint on what's the name?
Like, you keep this shit moving, bro. We don't play like that, bro.
Okay, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. We don't play like that.
About, my nigga? Like, look at your van, my nigga. This is some weird shit. Don't come parking around this shit, my nigga.
Word, there's some other shit. What the fuck?
What's the name of the block? I don't know. Bro, get the fuck out of here, my nigga. Real shit, bro. And keep it going fast, bro.
Yo, that's some crazy. That's crazy, bro.
Get it understood, cause real black men wish a motherfucker would. So buck if you want to. On the next flight, we do whatever we want to. Blizzard King coming, everybody favorite uncle.
You got niggas with degrees enabling these motherfuckers by perpetuating these lies and negativity about black men. Most of you black men don't have kids. You ain't even got no wife. 31% of y'all are married, 51% of you don't have kids, and you're not married. That's 82% of black men who ain't did shit or are doing it the right way. It's 18% of men out there with children outside of wedlock. And of that group, they are better fathers than men of other races who are married to their women. Right. You black men are outstanding. You hear me? You are winning. Fuck what these PhD ass niggas are saying. You are winning. You are doing a great fucking job, especially considering what you had to do and deal with historically. Especially that. Nobody's saying that. These lying motherfuckers, man.
Dennis Sperling. This person has been negatively targeting black women negatively on social media, And it seems as though ever since Kevin Samuels died, he's been trying to, I don't know if he wants to be the next Kevin Samuels, if he wants to be the next person who's famous for disparaging Black women and for making someone try to feel a certain way, particularly Black women.
First they had Weight Watchers. Now you got hate watchers. Let's get it. This is for my lovely young ladies like I hate. Blizzard King, Dennis Sperling. First let's get the record straight. I say it online, I can say it to your face. Not a bully, I'm just mean, know what I mean, no debate. It's time to put some motherfucking knowledge on your plate. Excuse me if I'm vulgar, but a king ain't sweet like cake. Holding court, live in court, ladies, you just need a taste of what we been through. Judge will set you up for grape. And I ain't talking no more, I will not put on a cape. I do not confuse shit, we all gotta face reality. You woofing on your men like you an ape. My job is protecting Black men up in the space, and also putting rude bitches back up in their place. Cross-examination, I look good to the race. Man, be a man, nigga, say it with your chest. Cause soft-spoken men, these lovely ladies don't respect. I can care less, I do not do this for checks. I do this for my sons and the Black men I invest. It's time to get what I was, ladies, gotta pay your debt. You're working with the same men who put it round our necks. You're not my sister, not my kind, you a threat. When the weather change, I hope you bitches feel death. Let this be reminders to the ones who disrespect. We are God's chosen men. When you say Jesus, you mean us.
The only Jesus I know is him, and the one thing he don't need is a partner.
Shut the fuss, we discuss with your fuckery. Past 100 years, you ain't loving me. Who was on the front line fighting? Yeah, fuck is me. Building all them black towns? Yeah, fuck is me. Kicking riots off Michael Brown? Yeah, fuck is me. Now you wanna put us underground? Not to fuck with me. Change your plans, baby, you can be replaced. Let freedom reign. No sunny white days, Martin Luther King. Single mama program chip for the simp queen. Mother goddess only gon' destroy us. It's the Blizzard King. Blizzard King. The Blizzard King. Hate watch on the Blizzard King. Blizzard King. The Blizzard King. The Blizzard King. The Blizzard King. The Blizzard King. Hate watch on the Blizzard King. It's the Blizzard King. It's the Blizzard King. It's the Blizzard King. Hate watch on the Blizzard King.
They say that's the bad guy. So say good night to the bad guy.
From the very beginning, we envisioned this event to be a beacon of growth and transformation, the Black Manosphere Conclave. Across 3 days, Black men will converge to retool themselves for the 21st century. We'll forge powerful business alliances, refine styles, amplify tech skills, and exchange life lessons unique to the Black male experience. Motivate, evolve, enlighten, and thrive. This, gentlemen, is the Black Manosphere Conclave. Welcome to the elite.
All right, guys, we bring it to you live once again from the greatest state in the Union, the Tar Heel State. We're going to have a very exquisite show on tonight as we talk about the duplicitous or the dichotomous nature of women. Some of you men have been mesmerized by the assumption that most women will stay the course when it comes down to the things that are pertinent to men. But Rebecca Lynn Pope has proven on tonight that Rebecca Lynn Pope has the spirit of Two-Face. As you guys know, women that are duplicitous show both sides. They are duplicitous when it benefits them, and they're the victim when it benefits them. Get your pens and paper ready, guys. I'm about to drop some fire for your mind, because Rebecca Lynn Pope is laughing all the way to the bank. Let's do it.
Friends go, it was simple. When the end's low, switch the tempo. Left it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Ooh, go. Left it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Ooh, yeah. I got anything.
It appears that Rebecca Lynn Pope is laughing to the bank. And she's laughing to the bank because she don't believe the things that she say. But Rebecca Lynn Pope, like so many grifters, know that the only thing you got to do is get to the emotional core of a person, and you can get anything that you want. What say you?
Please don't get me mad, I'm a nice guy. My baby say I'm cute, yeah, I'm tight fine. I be waking up when you go night-night. In a different zone with the time. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Ooh, go. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Yeah, I got any 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s. I get it, I flip it and continue. I've been going dumb, I've been going mental. Going up, I'm on another level. All black clothes like a medal. Little this and this, little Ricky Rick. It's my grandmama, I'm her Nicky Nick. I just wanna love, but I've been hit or miss. I might up and leave, maybe take a piss. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Go. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Yeah, I got any 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. We're going to have a good show on tonight. And you know, the journey of masculinity, great gentlemen, never changes. Manhood is a series of hills and valleys, victories and failures. The journey never changes. But see, the problem with so many modern men is this. We have been bewitched or besmirched as it relates to female nature. And the constant war cry, guys, is this. The constant war cry is, to thine own self, in modern times, you must be true to yourself. Because if you're not true to yourself, you will become a victim of the hype. And sadly, Rebecca Lynn Pope has gotten a lot up in the hype. As if you know anything about female nature, many are very duplicitous, meaning they are one thing towards you and there's something else to someone else. But in the meantime, shout out to my man Salty Balls, always showing love. Shout out to the homie. And guys, donate to the channel like Salty Balls. Don't let this man be the only one. Share the stream. And we're going to have a good conversation on tonight, guys. Donate to the channel. It took me hours to put this show together. And if you like what I'm doing, the male-centered content, donate to the channel until I make most of this content member only. But Salty Ball said, thine deacon breaketh thy first bread, hail to the brethren that follow, many prosperity, and your cups of wine overrunning with plenty all the days of your life. Shout out to the Living Epistle, Deacon Salty Balls. And you are the #1 sponsor of this stream, brother. I appreciate it because he is the Living Epistle. Thank you, sir.
It's the money.
But we're going to talk about Miss Flip Flop, guys. And if you guys are getting the notifications, hit 1. We're going to talk about Miss Flip Flop. and Rebecca Lynn Pope, like so many modern women, is Miss Flip Flop. And what happens a lot of times, guys, is that you get so caught up in the hype that you lose sense about the nature of women, more or less female nature. Shout out to the XL Pro for the 5, always showing love. Shout out to XL Pro. But see, guys, the problem with men not evolving, especially men that don't have a lot of experience, is this. If you have not evolved or in the process of evolving, you will become a burden or a slave to not understanding female nature. Let me say this, guys. You guys know, and I know, that there are some noble sisters. They're far and few in between. But I like to always send a special shout out to the good, noteworthy, hardworking sisters that are doing the work. They're self-introspecting. They're trying to show love to good men. So my heart and my desires and love goes out to those women. But maybe I'm wrong. Some would say that Rebecca Lynn Pope is a chameleon. Some would say that she's duplicitous. Some would say that she's a grifter. And based on the evidence, I think I'm right. Because see, sadly, because black people in general, but in particular our women, they become slaves to their emotions. And guys, I've done several shows over and over and over and over and over again. And it's entitled Black Love Without Consent. And see, these shows are important, man, if you take and ingest what I say, is because as a licensed professional, I use the art of life to convey critical messages to men through the clinical framework. Because see, so many men are still under the nebulous assumption that women are sugar and spice and everything nice. And I've said before in the past that women are just human. They're human. And not only are they human, they are very duplicitous. What she do with you might not be what she did with her boyfriend. And the reason why it hurts so bad, guys, because you thought she was an angel. You thought you thought she was special. You didn't think that she get it in. And when you find out that she gets it in just like you get it in, and when you find out that not only is she a creep or she's a freak, but she creeps, it messes you up. And that's why we gotta have these conversations, because there ain't nothing new under the sun. It was in your grandmother's nature, your great-grandmother's nature. But the only difference between those women is that they were raised right. The society held them accountable. They respected themselves, and they were God-fearing. But many, I would say well over 80%, are not God-fearing, and they're not women of virtue. And Rebecca Lynn Pope forgot to ask black men about what they wanted, because most black men don't want a woman that's been creeping. Yeah, they'll creep. If you don't pay them bills, they'll creep. If you lose your job, many of them will creep. If you can't lay that wood like Raekwon the Man used to lay it when she was in college, they're going to creep. And because some of you men are so conditioned to see them as something virtuous, many of you men suffer when you realize that you've been a slave to your own ignorance. Because see, you remember your mama telling you that she's sugar and spice and everything nice. But the modern woman is far from anything near sugar and spice and everything nice. And we're not talking about good sisters that are that's human. We're not talking about them. But we're talking about the ones that are struggling with their identity because they've had so much fun. I mean a lot of fun. And because they've had so much fun, some of you men got post-traumatic penis syndrome, and you're losing your wits' ends because instead of you accepting her nature, you keep trying to hide from yourself. And so is she, because she can't understand or don't understand that she's about to reap what she sowed when you find out that this innocent woman was really duplicitous. You can't hide from yourself. Gonna wake up for tomorrow, so you gotta reap what you sow. Yeah, she about to reap what she sowed, guys, because when you find out that this angel that you thought you had a lot of phalluses, it's going to mess your mind up. And see, she don't want you to know that she's had a lot of fun. And it's always the ones, guys, that had a lot of fun that got the most to say. Because Rebecca Lynn Pope, I'm sure she's had a lot of fun. Rebecca Lynn Pope, guys, has messed with a lot of F-boys in her past. And Rebecca Lynn Pope, sadly, some men would call him a simp because she got him a man that came to pay 95% of all her bills after she had all the fun. But see, guys, the problem with women like Miss Flip Flop is this. Your grandmother and those that came before you knew that if you wanted a good, righteous man, you had to be a woman of virtue. But that's hard to find now. And you guys are going to see in this stream that many modern women will dictate to you what she wants, but when you tell her what you want, then it's a problem. She'll say that, many black men are not good men. They're not up to the level of black women. She'll say that many of you are broken, got mental illness. You're happy, gay. But when a black man says, I don't want a woman that's been ran through, then all of a sudden, guys, this is what you hear. Oh, yeah, that's what you hear. And see, guys, this is fun for me because it's therapeutic for me too. Because, as a professional, I see it all the time. I do this as a form of art therapy to you men because art imitates life. And Rebecca Lynn Pope is the epitome of a flip-flopper. Many are flip-floppers. Many are duplicitous. Some of you men found out that the modern woman or women in general were duplicitous when you thought you had a wholesome woman, when you thought she had a low body count, when you found out that that baby wasn't yours, when you found out that when you didn't make enough money, she would leave you. And we're not talking about good, righteous women. Let me clarify that, because there are some good, righteous women that won't do those things to a man. Get the likes up, guys, and donate to the channel, please, because these shows are time consuming. But the problem, guys, with many modern women is that when you try to hold them accountable and tell them what you want, then it's a problem. Because so many young men have not been convinced to speak truth to power, because so many were raised by their mothers. And when you show them the evidence and you try to tell them what you want, guys, many of them, not only do they get frustrated, but they'll call you out your name. They'll say your phallus is small. And when you don't agree with them, they'll say, girl, yes. Yes, girl, yes.
Girl, yes. Okay now, baby. Okay? Girl, yes. Okay now, baby.
And also, they don't want the accountability.
Shut up, kosher. Shut up. Shut up, kosher. Take it back. Shut up. Shut up, kosher. Shut up.
And guys, I'm convinced that you can't have a strong, vibrant black community until you consent with black men. I don't see a community coming into fruition, not in this lifetime. Am I a pessimist? No, not at all. But I am a realist. And the reality is this. What happened in yesterday is no longer here. And now, men, you must live in the now. Because if you continue to live your life thinking that she's not duplicitous, you will deceive yourself. Because all women are like that. All of them are like that. The only difference is this. Every woman does not act on her nature. Every woman does not practice carnal hypergamy. There are some good sisters that do not practice the deception of their men. They're honest, noble women. But those good sisters are shamed into silence when you try to give the evidence. And that's why these conversations are so important. Because you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. And the lead attorney found that out when he was in college, and many, many others. All women are like that simply means this. As I said earlier, in a society where there is no accountability, in a society where no one is held accountable, it causes many to be in a state of perplexity and arrested development. But you have flip-floppers, guys, because no one holds them accountable. You have flip-floppers because so many have egocentria. They think that their delusions are normal. And when you show them the evidence, and I'm going to show you guys the evidence in a few minutes, they laugh at it because they think what we're trying to show or more or less trying to convey, something is wrong with you. That's why you don't argue with fools. You don't debate with fools. You don't argue or debate with fools. You don't give your best to fools because fools don't live in reality. They live in delusion. And when you guys see the evidence, you're going to see that many are like Rebecca Lynn Pope. And I'm not here to denigrate Rebecca Lynn Pope. I don't know the young lady. I don't know the woman. But I promise you, Rebecca Lynn Pope dealt with a lot of F-boys. I promise you, Rebecca Lynn Pope dealt with a lot of men in her past. And Rebecca Lynn Pope got her a golden goose because her husband pays all the bills. And more power to them, but that makes them work fine. But there's no way in hell I'm paying 95% of the bills for women that's been ran through. I'm not. I'll pay a percentage, but if you got a high body count, I'm not paying 95% of no damn bills. I'm not doing that. Now, if you're a virgin or got low bodies, oh yes, I'll pay up to 90% to 100% of the bills. But if you've been ran through, no, I'm not paying 95% of the bills. Because see, I know what the gold standard was in the old days. My mom was a virgin, so was my grandmother, and many other women. So I'm not paying 95% of no damn bills for a woman that's giving her virtue away. Because see, the problem, guys, until you start telling women like Rebecca Lynn Pope and many others that you don't dictate the market, if I can't get a whole facts, then you can't be my wife. But so many men simp because they are so lucky or they feel so great just to have a woman in their corner. And once again, guys, women can be very duplicitous because, see, here's the difference between a dog and a cat. A dog, guys, a dog will hold you down. A dog is loyal. A dog is kind. A dog will put his life on the line in general for you. And I'm not saying cats can't be loyal, but in general, cats are like the wind. They come and go. When they want some milk or they want some damn meow mix, they'll come to you meowing and looking for food. But you get you a loyal dog like a German Shepherd, a Chow Chow, or any other dog in general. Dogs are loyal, and a dog will hold you down in your dark moments. And most men are looking for a woman that's going to hold him down. But see, the modern woman, the only thing she holds down is the things that are important to her. And that's why I say all women are like that if, number one, there's a society that holds her accountable. Number two, she's a woman of faith and she conditions herself to complete the mandates of the Most High God, Jesus, and Christ. Number three, she's mature and she's self-aware. She's aware of her dark nature and she actively works on that dark nature to become the better woman. Number four, there's a cadre of women that holds her accountable and they hold one another accountable, consistent with the scripture. Let the older women teach the younger women. And then number five, she has the heart of a Proverbs 31 woman. Her heart is her family, and she's disciplined herself to serve her man and also to serve her kids. But see, so many modern women have been conditioned not to serve their men, but she's been conditioned to serve herself. And when you listen to this diatribe of Rebecca Lynn Pope, you guys are going to see that her modus operandi was mostly what women should get instead of asking black men what do they want. There can be no relationship until you consent with your black men and ask them what they want. Guys, do me a favor. Only 2 have donated thus far tonight. These shows are time consuming and they are not free. So if you love what I'm doing, guys, donate to the channel. Get the likes up. And guys, we're going to get deep into it in a minute because I want you guys to see what's going on. So donate to the channel. The robot just told me to tell them to donate to the channel. Guys, get the likes up and donate to the channel. Thank you.
seconds for it.
All right. So guys, we're gonna go down the rabbit hole in a minute, because they're all like that, and we'll talk about it at some point. So hold tight, guys, as we get deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. And you men are going to see firsthand what I'm talking about. Is Rebecca Lynn Pope an unconscious chameleon? Is she just reveling through her own lack of emotional intelligence? Or is Rebecca Lynn Pope the greater representative or representation of many modern women? We're going to go down the rabbit hole, guys, but if you're ready, I need you to hit 1. I need 5 people to share this stream, guys. Come on, give me 5 to share this stream. And I need many more to donate to the channel. So I'm going to show you guys something in a minute. But if you're ready to go down the rabbit hole, I need you to hit 1. I need 5 to share the stream. And I need you guys to hit 1. Share the stream, guys. And hit 1, because Miss Flip Flop is in full effect. She is in full effect. But let me show you guys something before we get into it, man. Let me show you guys something. And you're right. And guys, if you got a question for me on tonight, send a super chat or cash app and I'll read it. But many of you men have been hoodwinked about modern women because you think they're all gentle, and they are not. They're just human. And the lead attorney explains it more or less. Hold tight.
Keisha was trying to put a baby on me. She was.
Even with my husband, there's a lack of awareness around what is eligible and the availability of black men. My husband thinks so many men are just like him, that there's just really a bunch of Carrie Popes running around that are solid, hard.
Shout out to Aguapo, a Beautiful Lives, guys. Go subscribe to Aguapo's channel. He's doing phenomenal content. Shout out to that dear brother. And shout out to my man, The Quiet Storm, for the 10. The Quiet Storm, you are the #1 sponsor of the stream. I appreciate The Quiet Storm. And that's a deal, right? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you,
right? That's a
Storm.
deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Intelligent, marriage material, mature, grown men who want to be responsible and want to build a family. And I'm like, Carrie Pope, no.
And see, guys, what Rebecca Lynn Pope is conflating and confusing, she's taking the men that ran through her or the men that she had fun with and is equating those men to the average guy. That's the lack of self-awareness. That's a broad overgeneralization, which is a cognitive distortion. And also it's the minimization of solid men. Shout out to James Turner. But it's a broad overgeneralization because that's not the case. Listen. Most women have had more sex than the average man. One would argue that the average woman has had more intimacy than the average man. And the average man can only hope to get the amount of stimulation as the average man. So what Rebecca is saying is it doesn't make any sense, guys. And you guys are going to see it firsthand. Hold tight. You guys are going to see it firsthand. Hold tight.
No, Rebecca Lynn Pope. No,
so ladies,
you're
by
wrong.
the time you take out the rappers, the gold teeth, the sagging pants, the young ones who just ain't even ready for marriage, now you got a whole other demographic of black men who have sworn off black women.
Uh-oh.
Whole movements created to completely giving up on black women. Completely. That black women are not marriage material and that black women are not wife material.
Oh, this is good. What is...
And see, what Rebecca don't understand is that Rebecca does not dictate the market. Men dictate the market. And Rebecca, like so many, forgot to ask black men what they want. That's why it's called black love without consent. Because what she's doing is a broad miscarriage of justice when it comes down to black men. It's a broad miscarriage of justice. Because what she's saying is not consistently true concerning your typical brother. And you guys are going to see. But the purpose of this, guy, is to teach you that all women are like that. The only difference is all women don't act on the dark side of their nature. They'll put babies on you. They'll lie on you. They'll lie about them body counts. The way she make love to you, many times at the same way she made love to those guys when she was in college. And many times, guys, the woman that you thought was an innocent woman, she's a creep or she creeps because she's trying to hide from herself. You can't hide from yourself. Gonna wake up for tomorrow, so you gotta reap what you sow. And see, she don't want to reap what she sowed, guys, because she forgot to ask the black man what he wanted. She forgot to ask the black man, does it matter that I had 100 bodies? She forgot to ask the black man, does it matter that I had 50 bodies? She forgot to ask him, does it matter if I got multiple kids by multiple men? She forgot to ask him that. But see, she thinks that her degrees alone is sufficient to her being a creep. Yeah, she's a creep, guys, because she's duplicitous by nature. And she's a flip-flopper. Many are flip-floppers. Your girlfriend is a flip-flopper. Your wife might be a flip-flopper. They all flip-flop. And some men flip-flop too, but we're talking about women on tonight. Women tend to be flip-floppers, duplicitous, because their nature is to survive. And they'll play you if they know that you have the resources that is vital to their survival. And if you are a man that's unsuspected, it can destroy you mentally. And you can go through a mental health crisis when you realize the woman you thought was a noble woman really is she's really a creep. We're going to get deep into it, guys. Hold tight.
What does Manosphere Highlights Daily say? This is pure gold. Yeah, that's pure gold.
My shoulders and kind of grab, man. I'm like, Keisha, like, go on and
see, this situation with the lead attorney is going to prove to you guys my talking point about women being duplicitous. This woman tried to pull a baby on this man. But like I say, you got to be aware of the tears, because all women are like that if they're not women of faith, and they can condition themselves. And we're going to get deep into it. But in the meantime, guys, keep donating to the channel. Share the stream if you don't have any money. That's fine. Shout out to Brandon Jett. It's the #1 sponsor of the stream. XL Pro, thank you. And thank you, Salted Balls. Show some love, guys, because we're going to get deep into it. It's going to be a great show. Thank you.
leave your boys got, and they weren't dating, they were just friends, right? But I was like, the whole reason you were here is because of him. You and I aren't friends. I don't even like you. Look at you. I could walk you to the mirror and you could see what the hell's going on. And she's like, no. And she starts kissing me on my neck. Now, you don't. Did you hear the sound? Did you hear the sound, right? That's how I was until she started kissing me on my neck.
Shout out to the lead attorney. Shout out to him. Over 20 years as a family court lawyer. And he understands the shenanigans of female nature like myself being a licensed therapist. So shout out to him.
So I'm like, hold up, come on, Keisha. And she's like, no. And I'm like pushing her off, but she keeps coming, and she's smaller, right? She's like 5'5" or whatever, but she's ugly. But I'm pushing her off, and she's all at my neck, and come on. So,
you took it down?
I mean, she's so ugly. So I had her bent over my roommate's bed. If a woman grunts in bed, I'm stopping. Oh God, I am because it was the way she turned her snout at me, and I saw her look me in the eyes, and she was grunting. Everybody's like, oh God. She kept grunting, and the grunting was making it so much harder for me to do what I needed to do. And like after 2 minutes of her fucking looking at me,
the guy is about to get juicy because you're going to see how the moose the lead attorney was talking about was trying to set him up. And listen, this is very important to young men. If you don't understand female nature and understand that there's a positive side to female nature and that there also is a dark side, just like there's a dark side and a positive side to the masculine nature as well. If you keep seeing women through the lens of being perfect and innocent creatures, when you find out the truth, it's devastating to the point that many of you men go through a mental health crisis. Many of you men get what's called schema afflictions. A schema is a maladaptive thought based on pain, and the byproduct of that is predicated on fear, and it's called a schema affliction based on fear of pain. And some of you men are just like Smeagol when you realize that all women are like that if they don't meet certain qualifications. Because men know once they get that ring, the mask comes off, man. The mask comes off once you say I do and she get that ring because she knows she's in full control. Keep listening.
In my eyes turning around with her snout and grunting, I stop. I stop and I pull my pants up. And she was like, no, don't stop. And I was like, no, you got to get out. You have to get out. And she's standing up, and her shorts and her panties are down by her ankles, and she's kind of like wiggling over to me like a penguin. And I'm like, just get out. And she's like, no. And I start trying to pull her pants up, her panties and her shorts. I'm like, Keisha, get out. And she's like, no. And we're kind of like tussling. And I open the door, and I'm trying to push her out, and she doesn't want to go out. And like, I'm physical now with her. I'm so done with her. I am so done with her. And I put her out in the hallway and close the door. And she's banging on the door. And I was just so disgusted with the grunting. And then having her, it was the combination of her turning her head and looking at me in the eyes and that grunting. Fast forward like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. 3 o'clock, I go into my dorm room. My roommate is there with Keisha. Now, the lights are off, but there's a big window.
Now, here are the crocodile tears. Let me tell you guys something. Men by nature are suckers for tears, but you gotta be immune to crocodile tears, guys. Because crocodile tears can get you in a negative and a bad situation. See, the nature of a man is to do and to fix things. And if you're not disciplined, do a concept called thought modification, then you become a slave to a woman's feelings. I don't get concerned about women tears because I've seen women cry and then in damn 5 seconds, they talking normal. So a woman is a survivalist by nature. That's why these shows are so important, especially to the young men. And this doesn't mean that we don't love women. You just got to understand them. You can love them and fall in love with them and become irrational, or you can love her within reason and understand her nature at the same time. The second one is more pragmatic than the first one, but so many fall in love. So many get caught up in the feeling called love. And when it comes down to your feelings, guys, and your needs and your wants, it's often crickets. Because your feelings and your needs and your wants many times doesn't mean anything to her. It's crickets, guys. It's crickets. Because many are solipsistic and duplicitous by nature. Selfish. And you're going to see how selfish and the lack of self-awareness that Rebecca Lynn Pope have, because all are like that. So we're going to get deep into it, guys. Hold tight. You guys are going to see the duplicitous nature of the modern woman. Hold tight.
Huge window that's in between our two beds, huge window on the wall, and there's so much light coming through. So it's 3.5, even though the lights are off, it's still kind of bright as hell. But the lights are off. And I walk in there, and they're both sitting on the bed, and they're both closed. They both have clothes on, because he's about to go to class. And they're sitting on the bed, and he has kind of her arm around her, and she's looking all fucking pathetic. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are y'all doing? Why are the lights off? And no one answered. And I don't want to say his name. I look at my room. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Because the fact that she's in my, guys, listen, she's in my room. You guys don't imagine, we're old now, so we can't really relate. Imagine having someone you don't like in your room. And I'm like, what is?
And what you guys don't understand is that women can be apex predators. And because they are very hypergamous, they want the best of 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 the best men. They want the F-boys. They want the athletes. And then once they get their backs blown out, hell all the semen demons they want. They want to come back to you on the back end, want you to put a ring on their finger and love them and make them feel special. And that should be an insult, because when you guys look at this dialogue on tonight, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about the duplicitous nature of women. All women are like that. The only difference is every woman does not operate on that negative nature. And Luigi, shout out to you, brother. He said, I don't need a woman, don't love a mother. But I'll share this with you, brother, because I understand what you're saying and going through. And guys, if you want to donate to the channel, if you got a Cash App, or you want me to read a response, donate to the channel, I'll read it out. I'm doing this for free for Luigi Fascisti. When you find the right woman that's been trained and conditioned to love, honor, respect you, your life will never be the same. When you get a good feminine woman that knows how to love you, your life will never be the same. I love women, and I need a woman because God made woman for man. And I respect any man that say he don't want them. I respect that. If you don't want one or you don't need them, more power to you, brother. But I love women. It's not like a feminine, kind, athletic, soft woman that's disciplined. But sadly, many are not disciplined. And guys, you're going to see what I'm talking about in a minute. Hold tight.
What are y'all doing? Why are the lights off? You know what he says? He looks up to me and he says, Keisha, you know, she's thinking about dropping out of school because she's pregnant.
No.
And I was like, you know, fucking bitch. And I was like, oh my God. Because I know that I did not finish in that moose, but she was pregnant at the time.
Now listen what the lead attorney said, guys. Listen what he just said. This woman wanted the lead attorney to pin the tail on the moose. Not pin the tail on the donkey. But she wanted the lead attorney to pin the tail, guys, on the moose. And they'll do it. They'll trap you off. And that baby you think is yours. When you get that DNA evidence, that baby's not yours. And when you thought you had a wholesome woman that was feminine, and when you find out she was a creep, you go do a schema for it.
You can't hide from yourself. Gonna wake up for tomorrow. So you gotta reap what you sow.
Shout out to my man James Turner for the 10 for showing love. James Turner, you and the Quiet Storm, you brothers are the #1 sponsors of the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you, James Turner, for that $10 super chat. Cash App. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
It's the money.
And it took like 10 seconds for it to hit me. Keisha was trying to put a baby on me. She was trying to put a baby on me. And this was like back in 95. This was back in 95. And just so many waves of emotion flowed over me because it was like all of womanhood had been exposed to me. I in that instant, it was like a 10-second instant where I was seeing that women were not girls were not these girls. Women are fucking people. And it was that day when I was like, oh my God. This is, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I could not believe it. I could not believe what I learned that day.
Oh God,
fucking
I hate
Keisha.
you so much right now.
She did end up quitting school. I never saw her again on campus. She quit like 3 or 4 months after that, and she just disappeared.
All jokes aside, you were scared though, weren't you?
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't really scared. It wasn't the scaredness thing because I knew that I didn't finish.
Right.
It was the fact that she was trying to put a baby on me, something that I thought was impossible for a girl to do.
And guys, this is what happens when you're not raised by your fathers giving you game about women or other men that take you under their wing to tell you about women based on what they've been through as men. Once you understand the nature, guys, you don't put yourself in a position to see them as special. You just see them as human. You don't hate them, but you just see them as human because the modern woman doesn't see herself because she can't see a difference between what's right and she can't see a difference between what is Wrong.
Between clean and unclean. Put a difference between the holy and unholy. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. There's a difference between a dog and a cat. There's a difference between a sheep and a goat. There's a difference between a son of the devil and a son of God. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me.
And that's the difference, God. There was a difference back in the day between righteous women that were not like that and the modern woman that is like that. Righteous women of the past that were not like that were women that were virtuous. They were God-fearing. Other sisters held them accountable. They respected their bodies. I always say that the black woman years ago, in my opinion, and I say my opinion, was the greatest woman in America. There was no woman that could touch the black woman, in my opinion, because she was hardworking. She wasn't perfect. She struggled with some wanting to be like Miss Ann, but in general, many were good women, in my opinion. They were respectful. You had more that was righteous that weren't unrighteous. We know nothing they knew under the sun, but the black woman, in my opinion, at one time was the greatest woman in America. But sadly, she was compromised because she listened to the voice of the serpent. She listened to the snake whisperer. And the snake whisperer are the pimps and modern euphemism.
Follow me, baby. The elders are old and out of touch. I have the power to help you become the better version of yourself. Listen to me. I know what's best for you. I am the snake whisperer.
I thought they were they're fucking, they're on a, like, they got titties, like they're so great. I didn't understand that I didn't understand that women were people. I thought they were something. And if you're a guy, a woman has no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
Right, and the leader turn is correct. They don't have no idea what you're talking about. They don't. Because men have been trained to venerate women and to deny what they want for the sake of pleasing their woman. You should never venerate / raise a woman above your purpose as a man. Your purpose is not to worship or chase a woman. Your purpose is your purpose, and your purpose is to serve God, or the Most High first, Yahweh, God, Christ, whatever you call him. I call him Christ. And that's your purpose, number one. I mean, your second purpose is the talents bestowed upon you. And then your woman is third, because her mission is to assist you in your mission and to assist you as a man, unless you be in idolatry. And so that's why so many men go through rage. They go through what's called an existentialist crisis, because the woman that I worship and gave my best to, she betrayed me. The woman that I thought was going to love me, and when I tell her, will you hold me down? Will you be there for me? You get nothing but crickets. All right, guys. The spirit of Miss Flip Flop is real, guys. A lot of them are duplicitous. And they're flip-floppers. Flip-floppers. A lot are duplicitous. And they're flip-floppers. But we're about to go down the rabbit hole, guys. I need you to hit 1 if you're ready to go down the rabbit hole. Hit 1 if you are ready to go down the rabbit hole. About to go down the rabbit hole. And shout out to James Turner. And if you haven't donated to the channel, donate to the channel. We're going to get into it. It's going to be good, guys. Because the evidence is undeniable. Because if you still think the modern women love you the same way that you love them, you need to go listen to Teddy Pendergrass and stop hiding from yourself, because you're going to reap what you sow if you keep placing the modern woman above your purpose and above your needs.
So you gotta reap what you sow.
All right, guys, we about to go down the rabbit hole. Shout out to James Turner. James Turner's a fool. That's my homie. And you guys are going to see for yourself, man. You guys are going to see for yourself about the nature of Rebecca Lynn Pope and her being a flip-flopper. So, guys, here we go. Down the rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole we go. This is the part of the show where we assess, examine, collaborate.
All right, guys. We're about to look at the evidence and the duplicitous nature of Rebecca Lynn Pope.
Sagging pants, the young ones who just ain't even ready for marriage. Now you got a whole other demographic of black men who have sworn off black women.
Uh-oh.
Whole movements created to completely giving up on black women. Completely. That black women are not marriage material and that black women are not wife material.
Oh, this is good. What is Manosphere Highlights Daily say? This is pure gold. Yeah, that's pure gold.
So, guys, y'all going to see the dichotomous nature of Rebecca Lynn Pope and how she flip-flopped back in 2000. Hold tight. 2000 versus 2023. Hold tight.
Mass incarceration that when guess I'm gonna take my time with this.
So her whole take was, and I'll let you guys read the words and then we'll get into the other part. She's painting black men in a negative light, saying there's not enough available black men, and that's a lie. Many women had the chance to get a husband in college, but they gave their virtue to the wrong men, so it's a lie. But hold tight. Now remember, Rebecca Lynn Pope used to be a dating coach, guys. She used to be a dating coach. And she said she was a retired dating coach, but then she came back to the scene and she said that she was going to try to assess women. She came back to the scene. But you guys are going to see the flip-floppy nature of Miss Pope. And so the assumption is black men are in a crisis, but one will argue that the black woman is in a crisis because the black woman doesn't understand what black men want. She doesn't understand what black men want. She has been not conditioned to understand what black men want. And because of that, of her hubris, her ignorance, and her lack of collaboration using soft skills to understand men, she continued to stay, like so many, in a perpetual state of denial. So her point was the research and statistics say.
List would be like a.
So look at the flip-flopping nature, guys, of Rebecca Lynn Pope. Look at her flip-flopping nature. Hold tight.
Laundry list of things that came down to height.
This was Rebecca Lynn Pope back in 2000. She was talking rationally, but prior she was saying something totally different. Now, guys, donate because it took hours to edit this stream. It took a lot of hours to edit this. So donate to the stream, guys. Thank you to all the brothers that have. Donate, guys. I appreciate it. Hold tight.
Income. They, of course, nobody wants to seem shallow, so they don't want to come right out and talk about what kind of car you drive, what part of town do you live in, what do you do for a living, but if you kind of take it in its entirety, it is pretty shallow in some ways, right? Because it's like it's so specific to the point that, you know, women in their list, they don't realize you're talking about like not even 1% of. It is not a.
Now look at how she flip-flopped. She said one thing, the white is in 2000, guys. But her sitting in the car is in 2023. Listen.
Figment of your imagination that there are not enough eligible black men to marry. You are not imagining that. It is real.
And see, guys, what a lot of these chicks do, they want to dictate to you what the market is instead of becoming what they should be for the man to see them as qualifiable. The old foolish trope about their degrees does not appeal to the senses of men. But Rebecca Lynn Pope doesn't get that. She didn't say anything about feminine grace. But remember, one is from 2000, one is from 2023.
By the time, and like I said, I'm going to take my time with this. By the time you take that black people are only 11% of the population, black men being half of that 11%, by the time you remove the gay men, by the time you remove...
And guys, that's that old dead talking trope. That's the old dead talking trope. The old dead talking trope about black men being gay, in prison, or not taking care of their children. It's the overgeneralization of masculinity. Shout out to my man, Darnell Shelton, for the 5. Thank you, Darnell, for the $5 cash out. Thank you, brother Darnell Shelton. I appreciate it, brother, for showing love. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
It's the money. The mass incarceration that when you see the populations of these prisons, and it is predominantly black men that are...
And see, guys, what Rebecca Lynn Pope don't understand is this. Many talk about black men being alphabet, but she don't understand that new studies show that a large percentage of women actually play on both teams. I will argue that more women have engaged in same-sex relationships than men. But that's the great deception. And actually, they have engaged. You got more women that's been with women than men have been with men. And there's research to prove it. But they'll call you a creep, guys, all at the same time, hiding from themselves.
Can't hide from yourself. Gonna wake up for tomorrow. So you gotta reap what you sow.
And they're beginning to reap what they sow, guys, once again, because they have not asked black men, what do you want in relationships? Western women think that they determine the market, and they don't. You must become what a man needs you to become instead of telling a man what he deserves. And that's why they're not getting married. They're not getting married because they gave their virtual weight. They gave their virtual weight to the F-boys. They look past decent men because they wanted the top 20%. They equated their virtue with their degrees instead of equating their virtue with their body and respecting their temple. And that's the problem, because too many were creeping. And now, guys, sadly, they want you to come and they want you to put a ring on their finger because they said Jesus forgave them. And you're supposed to look past their past.
Yes, you forgive.
Yeah, they say I'm forgiven. They want you to look past.
These prisons are full of black.
And then she's maybe a solid 6. And you're talking about a man who's a 10 plus, right? Top shelf dude. And he can date a supermodel.
Black men. Full.
Did you guys hear what she said? You see how she flip-flops? Listen, guys.
Black men being half of that 11%. By the time you remove the gay men, by the time you remove the mass incarceration, that when you see the populations of these prisons, and it is predominantly black men that are, these prisons are full of black.
And then she's maybe a solid 6. And you're talking about a man who's a 10 plus, right? Top shelf dude. And he can date a supermodel.
Black men. Full.
You see how she's telling herself, guys? You got average women because they're practicing carnal hypergamy, and they want the top tier men. The top tier men run through them, and they equate the top tier men because they lack self-awareness with all men in the context of overgeneralization. And then they'll say all black men don't take care of their kids. All men are not doing what they're supposed to do. But it's not consistent with the research.
At an exponential rate compared to our percentage of society. We're only 11% of the population, but the prisons are full of black men. You take out the men who are already married. You take out the men who are on the down low, gay, pretending to be straight, but ain't never going to marry a woman. Or if they do, they're bearding, faking, fronting.
And see, Rebecca Lynn Pope, guys, is equating. She's equating black men to men in Atlanta. That's what she's doing. She's talking about sassy black men in Atlanta, black men that say, girl, yes. When they see a man looking like James Turner, with that nice business suit though.
Girl, yes. Okay now, baby. Okay? Girl, yes. Okay now, baby.
Whatever. Inside of the still group of eligible black men in the dating pool, you still now, under heterosexual black men who are not married and who are not gay and who are not in prison, are still going to be your gold tooth, pants sagging, dudes who have 0 sense, that's still inside of that number. Black men,
the male population.
How long we been saying this?
Now, you gotta see how she's flip-flopping. Rebecca Lynn Pope is flip-flopping harder than a trout in the Calahoochee River. Miss Flip-flop, hold on.
Right.
We've been saying this for a while.
And I tend to be kind of like, I'm a real factual type of person. You know, I like stats. I like research. I like.
Now she says she likes stats and research. In 2000, she was more rational in her stats and research. But in 2023, she pushed the same negative narrative about black men, castigating them in a negative light.
What's real, not imagined. And so by the time I would listen to women, it was like, where am I going to find these dudes?
have come at me when I say there's not enough eligible men, and they push back at me. But one of the things I've realized about good black men is that you don't realize that, first of all, there's not a gazillion more like you. I've noticed this even with my husband. There's a lack of a...
You know, I don't know her husband, but, you know, many will argue that Carrie's a simp. And he's happy to have her. There's no way in hell I would make Rebecca Lynn Pope my wife and pay 95% of bills after she dealt with all them F-boys. And I'm sure Rebecca Lynn Pope has been ran through. It's no way. It's no way. But that's what happens, guys. Black men have been beat down so much in society that they take women like her and think they got something special. This woman probably has been married, got kids by another man, but yet she got a man that damn paid 95% of all her bills. And what that means is that she's dictating the market instead of the men demanding what they want on the market.
Awareness around what is eligible and the availability of black men. My husband thinks so many men are just like him, that there's just really a bunch of Carrie Popes running around that are solid, hard-working.
Cortez says she bragged about being ran through. You know, yeah, he getting a trash can. He's happy. You pay 95% of bills for something used and ran through versus getting you a woman that's a virgin or got low bodies, 5 or under 10 at most, but ideally a virgin to under 5. Ideal is a virgin to under 5, but 10 is pushing it. After 10, that's pushing it. But you think you're getting something special, and that's what they do. They inflate the market for their benefit, and they'll say there's not a lot of good men, but it's not a lot of good women either, especially if you've been like Rebecca Lynn Pope, and I'm sure she's been ran through. Some call it the whole retirement plan. They call it the whole retirement plan, guys. And basically what it means is they have the fun in their college days. They get a couple of kids, they get ran through and used up, and they want you to come back and simp and pay for all their bills, love them and put a ring on their finger, and make them feel special. And some of you men, because you got such horrible self-esteem, you fall for the okie-doke.
Intelligent.
Shout out to my man AD for the 5. I appreciate it for the 5 because there is a difference. There's a difference to the late and great Bishop Charles D. Williams, because some of you men don't understand.
Between clean and unclean, put a difference between the holy and unholy. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. There's a difference between a dog and a cat. There's a difference between a sheep and a goat. There's a difference between a son of the devil and a son of God. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me.
And guys, that's the problem with the modern woman. There's no difference between a clean woman. I'm going to do a show, guys, at some point by Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye said, I want a sanctified woman. Because these chicks in modern times are nowhere near sanctified, man. Shout out to AD for the 5.
Marriage material, mature, grown men who want to be responsible and want to build a family. And I'm like, Carrie Pope, no. So ladies, by the time you take out the rappers, the gold,
right? Because that's going to be his ideal.
And then look at her flip-flopping. Look at the flip-flop. Look at the flip-flop.
Is going to be this at some level, whatever his flavor of supermodel is, right? Vixen, whatever, that's going to be his flavor. Yeah. And so it's kind of like women, I think a lot of the time don't realize their expectations are so ridiculous. Just
gold teeth, the sagging pants, the young ones who just ain't even ready for marriage. Now you got a whole other demographic of black men who have sworn off black women.
She's talking about the passport bros, guys. And she's still extremely ignorant because those men have not sworn off black women. They sworn off women in the West. And while our demographic are black women mostly, it encompasses all Western women. The ones that date solely black women in the West are women from all demographics.
Movements.
I love black women. I love decent, hardworking, God-fearing black women who support their families.
Yes, sir.
I don't like degenerate, lying, false testify giving women who put their man on child support, even though he's been paying for you, and then turn around and lie to the court and say you're a deadbeat daddy and who alienate their children from their father. I don't like those type of women. And I will call them to the mat each and every time for their lies and their disparaging statements about black men, largely because that's what a father does.
And that's what they don't understand, guys. We love black women that are responsible, black women that are respectful, and black women that are righteous. I know some men have sworn women off, more in the black pill vein, but I love women. But I understand them. That's why I don't love them more than I love myself. And you can't love a woman until you really understand them, because the gospel say deal with women in accord to knowledge. And that's where so many men fail.
See, my sons turn 18. They will inherit the mantle of black men.
Right.
And all the negativity and the tropes that go with it. And it's not fair for my children, for my babies, to inherit that trope because they didn't do anything. They're innocent, as I said earlier.
Created to completely giving up on black women. Completely. That black women are not married.
I'm going to ask you guys a question. If you have given up on all black women, that means in America and in Africa and in South America, I want you to hit 1. To all the men that have given up on all black women from Africa, America, and South America, hit 1. But if you mostly given up on black women in America, because sadly, shout out to all our good sisters, it's not enough to go around, I need you to hit 2. I need you to hit 2 if you're mostly giving up on black women in the West, not the good women that are rare and hard to find. I need you to hit 2. Because I'm tired of hearing this negative trope. So hit 2, guys, and hit 1. Right. So D said 2. And so, yeah, right. All the brothers are saying, thank you, brothers. So what the brothers are basically saying is this. They're giving up on black women in America in general. They're not giving up. They're not giving up they're not giving up on women in Africa and South America. Shout out to Jay. James Turner, damn fool. Two yes. Yeah. Yeah, all the brothers are saying it. And that's what we've been saying it to the women that are listening. Black men don't hate women of African descent. They're sick of Western women because of the indoctrination. And that sassy attitude, and so many of them saying, yeah.
Girl, yes. Okay now, baby. Okay? Girl, yes. Okay now, baby.
Yes, Afro National said, my wife is either from an ultra-conservative family in the West that's likely recently immigrated or in Africa or South America. Right. That's what brothers are saying, man. They love women of the African diaspora, but not this women here in the West. And Rebecca Lynn Pope is a liar. And Rebecca Lynn Pope need to ask black men what they want. Because it's called black love without consent. Black love without consent because they're not asking black men what they want.
Material, and that black women are not wife material. There's not all of black men, but there's a percentage of black men who feel that way. And all these daggone gender wars on social media, and all the men who are beefing in, they've been hurt by 2 black women in their life, and now they're writing off all black women. As
she is so, Rebecca Lynn, Rebecca Lynn Slope don't get it. She don't get it. Bless her heart. Rebecca Lynn Slope don't get it. Because they're not writing off all black women. And the same diatribe that she's saying against black men, many women have castigated or written off black men because of being hurt. So it's not true, guys. It's not true at all.
And black women don't do that. Black women been dogged by black men, drugged by black men, completely ran over and heartbroken by black men, but still don't give up on black men. Black men, on the other hand, whole demographic of black men.
That's why, guys, you don't listen to women about men issues, because bless her heart, she don't know what the hell she's talking about. She don't know what she's talking about. Because when men start saying what we want or what they want, then all of a sudden it's this.
Just giving up on black women. There are Facebook groups of black men who are dedicated to hurting black men who want to blame black women for all their problems, as if a white woman or a Latino woman, somebody who don't want you, by the way.
Then did you hear how she lied, guys? You hear how she lied? Did you hear how she lied? She said that white women and Latino women don't want you, by the way. One of the most dumbest and ignorant things I've ever heard. SYSBM is about black men dealing with white women. Now, I don't date white women per se, but if I was a single man and there was a woman maybe from the Mediterranean or from Sicily, like Italy or Greece, and she was a tan white woman, she can get a piece of this love. But Rebecca Lynn Pope is highly ignorant, guys. She can get a piece of love, but she's highly ignorant, highly ignorant. Highly ignorant. And if Rebecca Lynn Pope had did her assignment and understood what men want and why men get in passports, then she will have a better testimony.
When you date a woman and she may be a potential wife, it's a competition thing all the way. I can't take it no more.
They feel propped up because they feel more beholden to the government. And then their man comes second. That's why they figure that they're strong, independent, don't need no man because they have the government.
Because the men are failing us, to be honest. Guys thinking about themselves and they'll think about you after you react.
You don't hear anything about being good wives and all this other stuff. What you hear is you strong and you independent. You can do it on your own. You got black girl magic, black girl rock, but you ain't said nothing about black family.
My mother is like what they consider to be the strong black woman. I feel like I projected that onto the guys that I dated.
Ladies have no idea how stiff their competition really is. You have no clue how black men are viewed in the rest of the world. We are the #1 most sexually desired man on the face of this planet.
They would call Jesus Dusty if he was here living in America because of the gross narcissism that a lot of our women have.
Shout out to my dear sister, the Crimson Cure, guys. I love that good sister, and many blessings to her and her recent nuptials. And God bless her and her husband. Imagine if we had logical, cerebral, intelligent women like Crimson Cure. Crimson Cure is a microcosm of what the macrocosm was years ago. Crimson Cure was like the women of the past when it was a macrocosm. But now Crimson Cure is a microcosm because not enough women like her, women that are disciplined, women that have been conditioned to respect and honor their black men, women that understand, consistent with the Bishop Charles E. Williams, that black men are frustrated and that there's a difference between godly women and there's a difference between righteous women.
Between clean and unclean, put a difference between the holy and unholy. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. There's a difference between a dog and a cat. There's a difference between a sheep and a goat. There's a difference between a son of the devil and a son of God. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me.
And that's the modern woman. The modern woman, sadly, is a daughter of the devil because they don't want order or structure. And when you try to give it to them, they reject it. When you try to tell them the truth, they don't want to hear it. So if I was a single man, if I wasn't with my wife, there's no way in heck that I'll make a modern woman my wife. Shout out to Sister Crim. She said, I walked in on Rebecca Lynn Slope. Yeah, Rebecca Lynn Slope. that weave Chris is sloped to the side after Raekwon the Man dust the wig off. Raekwon the Man dust Rebecca Lynn Pope dust the wig off.
Yeah, put chain on the balls on my mom. Maybe bro, kill some of my mom, bro. They back. You look like that's on my marking. That's on my marking. That's on my.
Shout out to Sister Crimson Cure, man. Good sister. Nothing but love and respect for that sister. We need more sisters like her. But sadly, it's not enough. And that's why men are going to Zion. Men are going to the place where they're revered and respected and where men determine the market, not women like Rebecca Lynn Pope that's been ran through. Men will be going to Zion. And if they ask men what they wanted, then we won't keep having these conversations, sadly.
Or going to deal with your shenanigans and craziness because they got even higher standards.
Because the average guy, just your average guy, is not 80% of those things.
Now listen to what she just said, guys. She just said on one end, there's not enough men to go around because they don't have it together. But then she turns around and say, the average guy, there's not enough of the average guy, or the average woman, more or less the average guy. And the average guy is not typical what the modern woman's looking for. She's looking for the top 20%. And that's the hypocrisy of Rebecca Lynn Slope.
And so I put a lot of those stats in my book, my Love and Dating book. I put a lot of the stats around height, income, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, that by the time if a woman, and part of it is also that women have just taken so many strides professionally and from an education perspective, that in some ways they're running circles around men when it comes to.
But then listen, a woman that's a righteous woman understands that her degree in itself does not supersede her responsibilities of understanding structure and order in her man. There was a woman that was a billionaire, guys, in Africa. That woman was a billionaire, but when she came home, she understood and respected that her husband was still over her. But see, guys, the modern woman talks Jesus on Sunday, and they talk partnership 6 days a week. And that's why so many men are checking out, because they don't understand what men want. It's called a cognitive distortion, and it's called the minimization of masculinity and the magnification of the divine feminine.
Income and education. And research shows that
because their culture raises them to have higher standards than black women.
And our culture does not raises black men to have lower standards. Our culture raises us to get with women that got kids by multiple men. Our culture raises us to marry women that's been ran through. Our culture raises us to teach men to respect her feelings than respecting the values of masculinity. Our culture raises us to tap dance and bojangle and say happy wife, happy life, instead of saying happy us, happy life. You see the dichotomy of thought between this woman and the lack of self-awareness? Because Rebecca Lynn Pope, ma'am, you don't set or dictate the market. The market dictates the market. You don't get to tell men what their worth is. You must become what a man needs in order to get the ring. The top 20% of men can have multiple women. A man can't be ran through, but he can be ran down for having too many women. But men can't get ran through. And that's what Rebecca Lynn Pope just don't get it. It's called black love without consent, because you forgot to consent and ask the black man what he wanted in relationships.
So you gotta step up in order to even date a white or other woman, because their culture teaches them to marry into financial security for a man to be a provider and protector. It's in their culture. So I'm in the gym the other morning. I'm on the treadmill. Black men working out all around. I look, I'm paying attention. A good third to half the black men I see in the gym are gay. Ladies, and that's not my imagination. Everywhere I look, it is gay black men. It doesn't matter why. We can talk about why. You can go into all the whys, ladies. It doesn't matter. I'm on the phone with my therapist this week. I'm saying to her, I've never been more happy. I'm in such a great place. So much peace and balance, and Carrie pays 95% of the bills. I've never been in a place where I did not have the financial pressure.
She got a man to pay 90% of her bills. Bless his heart. She got a man to pay 90% of her bills. After she been ran through and got kids by other men. Bless her heart.
I am provided for and taken care of. I still work, but I'm not under the pressure I was previously. And I said, Dr. Pam, that's my therapist. Dr. Pam, is this how white women feel? When a man is paying all the bills? I've never been here before.
And see, what this woman don't understand, she's talking about classism. There is a percentage of men that are high-earning men that can do that, but that does not encompass all white men. All white men don't pay no damn bills. And most women in the West, white or black, don't deserve to have all their bills paid for because they're nowhere near as virtuous as their mothers. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near as virtuous as their mothers. If they were virtuous as their mothers or grandmothers, yes, but nowhere near as virtuous as their mothers.
I'm just being honest with y'all. I've been 50-50. I've done my part. I've done more than my part. Y'all have been in course with me. I've been honest. I've paid 90.
Men and women tend to date on their level. They want to date someone who looks compatible to them even on paper. Yeah. So if you've got a woman with a master's degree or a doctorate, she wants to marry someone who's a doctor, a master's or a doctorate. Mm-hmm. And so a lot is percent of the bills. I've been paying all the bills at times in different marriages. I've been in all the different situations. It's the first time in my life that a man is taking care of me. Thank you, Carrie Anthony Pope. But I said, this is the reality for a lot of other women. This is the reality.
And she's delusional because it's not the reality for other women. Most folks, depending on where they live at in the South or Southwest, have what's called median incomes. The average white man makes $50,000. So that's not true. They're all high-earning men. But let me tell you guys about this myth about black men, white men paying all the bills. As a therapist, those white men are catching hell too. They talk about how their women don't work out, are hard-headed, don't cook, give them starfish sex. They broke her for sex, so she don't know what she's talking about. Rebecca Lynn Pope is in the land of make-believe.
For a lot of Latin women, a lot of white women.
Rebecca Lynn Pope needs to see Barney instead of myself for a non-diagnostic consultation. She needs to go see Barney. She needs to go see Barney, man.
This is what it feels like to not have the financial burdens of a household on you. Right now, I'm at my best. I don't wake up stressed. I'm able to lean into my feminine.
And guys, here's that lie about leaning into my feminine. Now watch this. Watch this, guys. Watch this while men understand and respect duty and they only respect their feelings. Imagine if the typical man say, I can't. Imagine if the typical man say, I can't be in my masculine because I'm not respected. I can't be in my masculine and make enough money because I'm not getting enough loving. I can't be progressive like I should and be in my masculine because you're not cooperative. But see, the masculine does because it is. It doesn't make excuses, but you can't tell Rebecca Lynn Slopenut because Rebecca Lynn Pope had that wig knocked off too many times. And that's what happened when you got them semen demons. Them semen demons swimming all in your brain. Bless her heart. She don't know no better.
Cooking and healthy and watching, monitoring the things in the family, helping to take care of Carrie with his health and his food, and I'm ease and flow, and things are just so amazing. And I began to think, and my therapist said to me, she says, Rebecca.
And see, guys, that's why black men don't go to therapy. That's why I'm about to expand my brand, expand my practice. You will be surprised how many black men have told me, and men, white and black, and to the good women as well, that say you are a breath of fresh air. Because many times They say that therapists don't understand the concerns of black men. Shout out to the Art of Will. He said Rebecca Lynn Hope. Shout out to the Art of Will for the 2. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, Art of Will. Thank you, sir.
You are experiencing something that very few black women will ever experience. You are experiencing what very few
changed in the 21st century.
And see, what Rebecca Lynn Pope, she keeps women in a victim mindset. Now remember, guys, listen to what Rebecca Lynn Slope said. Latin women from other countries and some African immigrants that come from other countries, they do this. Their men are average men to working class men. How many of you men, I need you to hit 1. I want you to hit 1. If you've seen average men to working class men, average men to working class men, that have women that are not only feminine, but respect their men, even though that woman have to work outside the home. See, your grandmama worked outside the home. Your grandmother worked for the white woman, Miss Ann. But she still came home and cooked and cleaned and respected her family because she was God-fearing. And sometimes she knew the June bug was stepping out on her. But like Shirley Brown, she said, all for my man.
Now you see, I don't want no trouble now.
Yeah, she said, all for my man. But that's why I keep telling you, man, you will be a fool to marry women in the West. You will be a fool. You will be a fool. Because God forbid something ever happened to my wife, I would never look at the typical American woman. Not for a wife, because they're hard, and the kind of woman that I would want is hard and far in between. I like traditional, feminine, God-fearing, chaste women that haven't been ran through. That's the kind of women I like. I would never settle for these modern women that talk about partnerships when it benefits them, but want traditionalism when it benefits them too.
Right, so this is where we see the disconnect. But a man's list is quite different than a woman's list. A man's...
Meaning men don't ask for much because men don't practice hypergamy. So she's telling on herself. But she's also telling on women as well.
List has... Men haven't really changed that much. It's women who have changed.
You black women will ever experience.
Shout out to my man Jamari81. He said for the 10, he said this Miss Andrews' force is strong with her. I bet those same highly educated, paid boss chicks that she speaks of can't cut her with traditional men overseas because of their bad attitudes and modernism. And you're right, man. And that's why black men are going to Zion.
But I heard the preacher said to them, you've been here long enough. You've been down in Babylon long enough.
The black man has been in Babylon too long and he's going to Zion. Zion is symbolic of the passport. The black man is leaving Babylon and he's going to Zion. And he's getting away from women like Rebecca Lynn Pope and many others.
This is from my therapist. My therapist is in her 50s. She's been a therapist for over 30 years. She is so experienced, so wisdom, knowledge, woman of God. She's amazing. And if you reverse engineer what she's saying, ladies, she's saying to you what I'm saying. If you are a black woman and you want to be married and you want to lean into your feminine and you want to be more provided for, not to say you don't work, you guys know how hard I work. My money is now going into investments. My money is able to go into savings. We're able to do so much more with my money if Carrie's paid 95% of the bills. It's a partnership.
Now listen what she said.
Right.
Listen what she said, guys. She said it's a partnership. And basically what that means, that there is no clear delineation between who's the head and who's the follower, who's the husband, and who is the wife. Many people use that word partnership and they don't understand it. They say it in ignorance. Some say it out of ignorance and they mean well. So it's become a cultural universal. But on the flip side, when they say partnership, it came out of the alphabet movement. And it basically meant that they were partners. It basically meant that they were equal in the relationship. And see, that's why you can have a black community where women want partners. They want partners when it comes down to power, but they want tradition when it comes down to protection. I'm gonna say it again. They want partners when it comes down to power, but they want protection. They want a husband or tradition when it comes down to protection, resources, and everything else. The modern woman, guys, wants you to be a rat. She wants you to be a rat. You can never please her. She wants you to go on that circle of always appeasing her emotions because she wants you to be a rat. She wants you to be a rat. She wants your resources. She wants your attention. She wants your time. And she wants security and settlement for sex that she gave to Raekwon and Man for free. She wants you to be a rat. And she wants, once again, a relationship after she had all her fun. After she had all her fun. And she'll say, Jesus forgave me. And she'll start singing that song by Teddy Pendergrass saying, you can't hide from yourself. You can't hide from yourself. Gonna make up for it tomorrow. So you gotta reap what you sow. Shout out to my man Gregory Scott. It's good to see you, brother Gregory Scott. He says, salute kosher. Why is Rebecca wearing what looks like a man hat? Because micro-camerism is real, brother. Thank you, brother Gregory Scott. Gregory Scott, thank you, sir.
Right now, you watch this video on YouTube and you decide that I really do want to be married, Rebecca. One, this is what I said the other night in class. Please pray and open your heart to ask God to help you go beyond dating black men. You have
and guess what, guys? You should open up your opportunity as well, because we know that 87% of black men marry black women. But see, Rebecca Lynn Pope is leading a lot of women astray because it's called black love without consent. So if that's the case, Rebecca, you're right. I don't think black men care about black women dating white men, because we know that a lot of white men going to use them for a fetish anyway. And so I personally don't care. If a black woman find a good white man that will love her, more power to her. But black men, it's time for you to also start expanding your options, not only with African and South American women, but also you should also date, if you can find you a beautiful white woman, you should do it as well. I'm not against black women dating white men if they want to. More power to you. But black men, you should exercise your options too.
Your options. To love and be loved is one of the biggest blessings in the whole wide world. And ladies, listen, you can say, Rebecca, I want a black man. I want a black man. I don't want to date other, Rebecca.
And that's why you can't listen to women. Women lead other women astray because their advice is not consistent with what men want. Their advice is not consistent with what men want. Hey, finally, truth, man, there ain't no StreamYard tonight, brother. I'm not going to drop it tonight, man. I got to get through the stream, man. We'll chop it up at some point, but it ain't no StreamYard tonight. Got to get through the stream, man. But we'll make it. We'll chop it up at some point. I got to get through the stream. Got to get through the stream, man. I got to get through it. I got a lot more to cover, and I'm not trying to do no 3-hour stream tonight. So we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen at some point, brother. Shout out to my man Gregory Scotland. He said that, Kosher, you were correct when you started pointing out a couple of years ago that many black women cherry pick their religious positions. Yes, sir. I agree with you 1,000,000%, Gregory Scotland, and I try to warn people that, but it's simple what they do. It's very simple. And you're a dynamite. Thank you, brother.
Hello, lucky person. You got the number right, because you are talking to kid a dynamite. You're dynamite.
A black man, that's fine. I'm married to a black man. I am not denying you a black man. I'm not. But I'm simply saying is that
a man's basic needs around his emotional needs being met and needing to feel like the man, when he, in other words, how a woman makes him feel is like so high up on that list. And then sexual attraction. I mean, literally, it's, if a man is sexually attracted to a woman, there's practically almost nothing he won't do for that woman.
Yeah.
And I had men.
And see, Rebecca Lynn Pope has the same issue that so many women have. They don't ask men what they want. They don't ask men what they want in a woman. Women of old asked men what they wanted, but Rebecca Lynn Pope and so many others don't ask men what they want. But see, so many men have been raised to be simps. They feel like they have no other choice.
Why are you destroying our planet?
I have no choice.
And you got a lot of simps that say they have no choice. I'm about to do a show, guys. Y'all gonna love this one. And it's gonna cause the rise of emotional gas. Because a lot of simps got emotional gas. And because they're eating too much Spam. And Brother Quiet Storm, I need you to write this down. Go ahead and write it down. Like the apostles did in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Write this down, Brother Quiet Storm. Because Spam stands for simps pandering against men. It stands for simps. I'm going to do a show on it. Simps pandering against men. I created that term. So if you hear anybody talking about emotional gas, you know they stole it from the kosher clinician, because I am fit and proper. But a lot of men got emotional gas. I'm going to do a show called Why the Modern Man Has Emotional Gas. They got Spam because they've been eating too much processed meat. They haven't had any kosher meat that's fit and proper, but they've been eating too much processed meat. And because of that, they got gas, because Spam is full of salt, it's full of fillers, it's full of things that are not good for the body. The American black man and men that marry women like Rebecca Lynn Pope, they got gas. And a lot of American men got gas. They got a lot of American men, guys, they got gas, man. They got gas. I'm gonna go back to the night and start rapping. They got gas without a pass. They got gas without a pass. Shout to my man, Solid Balls for the 20. Solid Balls showing so much love on the night. And Deacon Solid Balls, you are the #1 sponsor of this stream. Got nothing but respect for that, brother. The #1 sponsor of this stream, brother. And that's a deal, right? Thank you, sir.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
A lot of men I would meet over the years, what I learned about men was that I would have men I knew, architects, lawyers.
If you've been barking up that tree,
y'all see how she's flip-flopping,
and that's not flowing for you, and you don't have a ring on your finger, and you're dating and the options you're getting are not marriage material, I'm saying that it is better for you to be loved by a good man rather than just a black man. I'm saying it is not meant for you as a woman to keep navigating life by yourself, paying all the bills by yourself.
She just don't get it, man. This poor woman just don't get it. And women, if you want a good black man, don't listen to Rebecca Lynn Pope. Listen to men. Don't listen to Rebecca Lynn Pope. Because Rebecca Lynn Pope don't know what the hell she's talking about. Don't ever listen to a woman about what men want. Listen to men. If you need any help, come see me and get a non-diagnostic consultation from a licensed professional that went to an elite school, even though these shows that I do is for humor. But don't listen to Rebecca Lynn Pope because she don't know what the hell she's talking about. The truth is, many black women could have got good men in their 20s. They could have got good men when they were in college. But they look past good men for the top 20%, only to get ran through, and in their latter years saying there's not good men. And Rebecca Lynn Pope knows what I'm saying is true. Many know what I'm saying is true. So don't ever listen to women like Rebecca Lynn Pope.
The pressure of independent single women. I just had lunch with my new friend, Iyabo, Dr. Iyabo. And she said, black men are black men. She's from Africa. And she said she's married to a white man now. And she said, it ain't no different with the African men. It's still the BS. We have a cultural...
No, it's not the BS, Rebecca Lynn Pope. It's you and some of the African women that don't understand structure and order. That rebellious spirit can be strong in many, even on the continent. But by and large, women on the continent are totally different. So you can't listen to Rebecca Lynn Pope. That doctor that she's talking about, perhaps, is a woman that rebelled against traditionalism. That dollar she's talking about, perhaps, is a woman that went to university and got indoctrinated with liberal dogmas. So she don't know what she's talking about. Because see, guys, they always have seen the white man is superior to you until you decide to get a white woman. But Rebecca Lynn Pope says that the white woman or the Latina woman doesn't want you. And you guys have seen the hypocrisy of Rebecca Lynn Slope.
Issue, guys. Cultural issue. And if you want to be married, let me stay on point. If you want to be married, I am giving you my best advice. That the love of a good man doesn't matter if he's green, purple, yellow. It doesn't matter if he is daggone fuchsia. I would rather you as a woman know what it is to be loved and cared and provided for than to stay out here navigating life all by yourself. All by yourself. Waiting for a black man when they are few and far between. Those
and they're dating the serial college student. She doesn't even have an income, right? She lives with 3 other girls. They're dating the bank tellers. They're dating the waitress. You know what I mean? And I would be like, you're making all this money. You're an architect. They don't care if she's sexy, if she's pretty, if they have good conversation.
And guess what? They don't care. But see, once again, Rebecca Lynn Pope is a flip-flopper. Because see, women could get good men, but they keep equating superficial things like degrees. Most men are not classicists by nature. Most men seeing themselves as the epigenesis to everything. But once again, Rebecca Lynn Pope don't get it. Shout out to my man Gregory Scholar also for showing love again, as he and Salted Balls are the #1 sponsors of the stream. All these type of fake women follow the same pattern. Speak one way for a few years, then switch up a couple of years later. Yes, like rather a Pope 6, Michelle Mason, or in America, they look the same, right? And all women are like that. The only difference, Gregory Scotland, every woman does not act on the dark side of her nature. She chooses not to because she has a heart for God. She chooses not to because she understands the dark side of her female nature, and she chooses not to. But because many are not disciplined, that nature will show its ugly head often and over and many times. So shout out to Gregory Scotland. And that's a deal, right? Thank you, sir.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
And she makes him feel good. They're like, winning, I'm winning, if they like the body and they, and she's pleasant to be around and cool and a little challenging, a little spicy, maybe.
How she's like spicy.
Yeah, I like a little bit of spicy.
Of you who are good men, black men, we love you and appreciate you. I'm not putting down black men, Aunt Weezy 86. I'm simply speaking about real life and real statistics, real numbers. There's not enough black men. You want to know why black women are the least married demographic? Because there's not enough marriage material black men.
No, Rebecca Lynn Pope. It's not because there's not enough marriage material. It's not enough wife-ready women. It's not enough chaste black women. It's not enough self-aware black women. It's not enough virginal or chaste black women with low body counts. It's not enough black women that don't have kids by multiple men. It's not enough women that have not been imprinted by multiple men. It's not enough black women that understand structure and order and follow male leadership. It's plenty of decent, average, hardworking black men for black women. But Rebecca Lynn Pope, after you got ran through by the F-boys, now you're calling cap and you're saying there's not enough black men. But it is. The point is, you missed that shit. Well, actually, you didn't miss it because you got a simp. And so many have missed that ship because they look past the good men when they had an opportunity and they settle for bad boys instead of getting a good man that can love them, respect them, and honor them.
If you are a woman, and black women are some of the most high achieving demographics of women on people on earth. Black women are pursuing next level education. Every black woman I know.
I'm gonna ask you for the black brothers that are listening. Are you more concerned about degrees? If you're more concerned about degrees, I need you to hit 1. But if you're more concerned about being feminine, fit, chaste, kind, and disciplined, I need you to hit 2 because Rebecca Lynn Pope has cognitive dissonance. If black men, if you're more concerned about degrees, I need you to hit 1. But if you're more concerned about a woman being feminine and all the aforementioned, I need you to hit 2. And the men are speaking. So far, 2 said 2. D and Ren McKinley said 2. They want a feminine woman. James Turner said 2. You can miss me with that educational bull. And once again, Michael Knight said 2. Gregory Scotland said 2. PSV said 2. And once again, AD and Desert Coyote said 2. And the men are speaking.
Is got multiple degrees, graduate degrees, constantly pursuing goals, education, income, taking courses, trying to improve themselves. And at the end of the day, where are black men at? Where are they doing the work to make themselves marriage material? Because now the stakes are even higher. As black women have come into understanding of healing and emotional intelligence, now we don't only want a marriage material black man, you want an emotionally intelligent black man. Somebody who's doing their work too. Spiritually, emotionally. Where they at? When I say that black men are in crisis, I'm not exaggerating. Ladies, our black men need therapy.
A little bit of edge, not the drama, but that little bit of edge. That's a challenge. That's a challenge.
Yeah.
But
No. Black men don't only need therapy. Black men and black men need therapy. Black women need therapy to help them reduce their massive egos. And black men need therapy to understand the importance of their masculinity. They both need therapy. But I would say that a large percentage of our women need it as much or more.
Women, that laundry list just rolls out, right? Men, and they don't understand men don't have that. It's not as complicated for men. And men get upset when I say men are simple. And it's like, I don't even say anything to people on my YouTube when men are simple.
They need deep healing work. They need generational healing work. C-Sal says women are waiting until they're too old. Coco Blade says that part, we're preparing for men who aren't prepared themselves. And then,
but here's the problem, guys, what this woman don't understand. They say men are not prepared, but when men travel abroad and go overseas, they do extremely well with foreign women in countries where the cultures are traditional. Are there some men that need input and success and need some kind of work? Yes. But by and large, those men do well when they travel abroad. The ones that have their acts together and the ones that are not simping.
I'm tired of America, so I'm hitting Richie on the net. I got the tickets, that's a bet. We need the link, my brother set it up. Damn, I didn't had enough. Ooh, I won't lie. Can I get a little shake with them fries? My skin tone is matching your eyes. Black men, you know we like them thighs. And baby, she can do it all. Your land is my land. Cut through.
By the time you have a man on a higher socioeconomic level, we're wondering, why do they marry other women? Because those are the women they're around on that level. The second standard is this. You're comparing good.
Shout out to Guapo. Shout out to my man MC Recovering Wellness. Rebecca's face expression clearly shows her smiling and smirking and hiding behind lies and delusion, falsehood. She invisible now. No doubt, MC Recovery. And you're dynamite. Thank you, brother.
Hello, lucky person.
Thank you,
got
MC
the
Recovery.
number
Thank you,
right,
sir.
because you are talking to kid a dynamite. Pure dynamite.
F-boys. I'm just
President accounted for.
gonna say it.
And see, Rebecca Lynn Pope, guys, had a lot of F-boys. She had a lot of F-boys. And she got all them worms in the brain, bless her heart. A lot of F-boys. And she hear many voices. She hearing a lot of voices, but it ain't the voices of Jesus.
You're comparing good men to the men that you've experienced previously who were not ready to be husbands, that you were just dating, messing around with. I mean, literally, there's a distinct difference between marriage material, men who are ready to be husbands, and these F-boys that you've been messing around with in and out of these situationships with for years. And so now you have this standard for a man and a husband based on these dudes that have just been play.
We're not simple. We make it sound like we're Neanderthals.
We are simple.
You see how she's contradicting herself? She said one thing in 2020 and another thing in 2023.
Simple.
But men
simple.
are so much
Very
more
binary.
simple
Yes.
than women. Women, it's much more complicated. And so as women continue to go up, their standards and expectations go up. So when I did that video, it was really about women. It was a very high-end woman, right? Because those are the women who are going to be hiring matchmakers. You're talking about that lawyer, that doctor, that woman who's got those degrees, that money, and all of that drives ego. So in her mind, she deserves this certain caliber of a man, but then they'll continue to get their heart broken.
And they always say they deserve. Not earn, but deserve. And that's why they get used by the top 20, because the top 20 got many women. And many become alpha widows.
Because they keep trying to make...
Drop a 2 in the chat for me. If you fellas hit the gym regularly, drop a 2 in the chat. One thing I know about when you go to the gym is that your muscles, once you've gotten through your first 2-3 weeks of getting back in and dealing with the pain of the lactic acid and stuff like that, once you've gone through all of that, and you get into a good routine and you start to get into muscle confusion and stuff like that. Miss a few days of workouts and your muscles will crave. They're going to crave that pump. They're going to crave that exercise. You're going to be like, man, I got to get in the gym. Tell me I'm not lying, or tell me if I am lying. I know I'm not. This is the same thing when it comes to F-boys and getting that regular release, getting that other type of pump.
I'm getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I mean, it's terrific. Right?
When F-boys get to the point that they're in a good routine of knocking them down, lining them up and knocking them down, when they go without, that pump that they need is big. Why am I making this point? I'm making this point because this is the reason that the Chads and the Tyrones don't discriminate. A Chad or a Tyrone will find one or two things that he likes about you, your body, your DSLs. He might be, and listen, these guys, they go through phases. How do I know? Because I'm one of them. I've been a terror. I've been in Brazil and wake up in the morning and been like, yo, I want one with red hair and freckles. I'm a find her and go hunting. It might take me 48 hours, but I'm a find her and I'm a woo her and I'm gonna take a route. And it's gonna be a very mutually beneficial situation. In the past, before I was married, I'm talking before Labaya, not now, but in the past, I would go and do that and boom. Yeah, I'm gonna eat what I wanna eat. I'm gonna get.
Right, and top tier men like Guapo and the men that are top tier can have their choices pick of women.
What I want to get. So just because a Chad or a Tyrone knocks you down does not mean that you're something special.
And then those.
Shout out to Gregory Scotland, as he's the #1 sponsor of the stream. This is why we as individuals must be careful to whom we listen to, because everyone is not providing sound advice. Yes, and there are many in these spaces that have ulterior motives. Thank you, Brother Gregory Scott.
Hello,
Thank you, sir.
lucky person. You got the number right, because you are talking to Kid a Dynamite. Pure Dynamite.
Women are the women who are used to being provided for and protected by their fathers and men. So these are women who are in touch with their feminine, who men prefer. And so black women are sitting here stuck because we're frustrated and hurt. And we've been walked over and taken advantage of and hurt and broken. And we're having to do all the work to heal that. But then you're frustrated and overwhelmed, raising kids by your black man that's not.
Yeah, you're right, Rebecca. You have been frustrated and overwhelmed and hurt because you picked F-boys. You didn't pick Poindexter or the solid black man that was average. You look past him because your hypergamy kicked in and you wanted the best of 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 men. Whereas your grandmother understood she was an average woman and she got with an average man. So stop crying the river, sweetie, and deal with the consequences.
There for you that you tried to make a life with. Single mothers, we know it's an epidemic. Single mothers don't make themselves single all by themselves. Black men are not in the home raising their kids. Are there some of you? Yes. And we applaud you. But the statistics say in overwhelming numbers that black fathers are the #1 fathers that are absent. Absent. So guess what, black women? You fall into this can't.
She said black fathers are the #1 fathers that are absent. This woman is lying her behind off. There are many studies that said black men are the most involved. So she's lying. she's partaking in a particular type of black man and equivocating that to all black men. And that's why, guys, you got to get your passport to the traditional black men, because this woman has ego centania.
You gotta be mom, dad, provider, protector. You gotta do it all yourself. Well, what energy does that put you in? Masculine. Then you're exhausted. Now you're frustrated. Then they want to say you're angry. Vicious cycle.
You just happen to be a part of what he was appetizing for in the moment. I'm just telling you, ladies, I know that's an uncomfortable truth, but it is what it is. Fellas, tell me if I'm lying. Coach Keith says it's very true. Sneak623 says, I ain't lying. Let's go. And shout out to Original Man with the $2 holler, says Rebecca Lynn Dope is a true chameleon. I don't know that she's a chameleon. I think that she is subject to the emotional whims of her life. She talks in the second video, she's going to talk about emotional intelligence, and we're just going to clarify some of that stuff. But I'm picking up what you're putting down. I feel where you're coming from. Shout out to you. You get the money horn. Shout out to Original Man. Yeah. We're just getting started, people. We are just getting started. Sneak623 with the Guapo is a menace. Hey, I'm the good guy, bro. I am the reformed villain. Villainous. I'm reformed, yo. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, bro. I'm gonna give you the money case. I'm trying. Sneak623. I'm trying, brother. But sometimes it gets hard. I can't even lie.
Playboys, fun, boy toys, whatever you want to call it, girls, okay? You can call it whatever you want. But now you set this standard to say he's supposed to look like this, he's supposed to act like that. Oh, you know what? He's too corny.
Okay.
The corny kid, right?
No. But yeah, he is obviously.
He likes me too.
And remember, they had many chances to be with men like Michael B. Jordan. But all their good days are gone after they got ran through by the drug dealers, the ball players, and the F-boys. And that's why I tell you, man, don't get caught up in that BS talking about Jesus forgave me and I'm a changed woman. Why Jesus can't forgive women? You would be a fool if you make good choices with your life to let a woman scapegoat using Jesus, talking about Jesus forgave me.
Yes, you forgive.
Much. He texts me too much. Yeah, because the men that you were messing with, you weren't even the only one. They don't text you right back. They don't.
And when you are a select man, a pre-selected man, a genetic lottery winner as a man, you don't have to settle for one. You really don't. You don't. And you know how we talked about women liking the Boston and stuff like that. If you haven't seen that live stream, I don't want to get too far into it. The things that you can find out as a man about women is mind-blowing. Just like we talk about women truly loving the Boston, women will settle for peace. Yo, go read Iceberg Slim's book, Pimp.
Listen, what I'm saying is if you are a black single woman and you want to be married, I'm tired of seeing you struggle. I'm tired of...
And remember this line woman, guys. This line woman said that black women were impossible to please. Rebecca Lynn Slope said she getting out of relationships, coach. And then Rebecca Lynn Slope in 2023, because she need that money, and she know it's profitable to a lot of black women, it's telling them a different story. No different than some black preachers, man. It's a shame, man. It's a shame.
Nothing wrong with giving a good black man a chance. But it's time that we see more black women married. I've said it 100 times. I said it inside class. If I was to ever do another matchmaking business, I would do a matchmaking business for non-black men who want to marry black women.
You heard what she said, guys. They always vote for themselves first because she's so ignorant to what men want and what men need. And that's why, men, you got to vote with your feet and run away from women like Rebecca Lynn Slope. Because she just don't get it, guys.
Are millions of other men who love black women, who will marry black women and treat you like a queen. It's time for you to change your type. Your type needs to be good man. Your type needs to be husband material. Your type needs to be whoever's going to love me, provide and protect me so I can lean into my feminine. Aunt Weezy 86, do you think
So she can lean into her feminine. Now once again, guys, I need a woman that's going to honor me, respect me, have low bodies, obey me according to the scripture, so that I can be in my masculinity. Make it make sense. This poor woman don't get it. And you're right, Gregory Scotland. Men are the buyers. Stop acting like it's the other way around. Well, she got a simp, so more power to her.
men of other races fetishize, I can't ever say that. Fetishize us. Listen, just like anybody else, there's gonna be people who want things for the wrong reason, just like there's black men who just want to screw you. They don't want to marry you, but they'll screw you. It is time for you to grow up. It's time for you to open up, take the limits off. I want to see black women.
Yeah, I apologize, John. Yeah, it is sort of low. I apologize. I can't. It's a technicality.
I want to see black women.
Y'all might have to turn your computer up.
Family unit sharing roles and responsibilities so that black women can thrive. That's what I want to see. I want more black women living a softer life. If it is not 100% soft, fine. But softer, easier, less stress, less responsibility, partnerships where you have a life partner.
And that's why you can't listen to Rebecca Lynn Slope, because she's still talking partnership, and there's nowhere in the Word of God where the Bible talks partnership. The Bible doesn't talk partnership. The Bible teaches husband and wife. The Bible teaches the woman obeying and following her husband. The Bible teaches that the woman is under the man is above the woman, and she was made for him. But this woman got a husband, and her husband is a pastor. And what it means, guys, they don't want to follow male leadership. And that's why you can't take them serious.
Doing life with you. So you are not all by yourself. I've been a single mother. I know what it is to raise sons on my own. Thank God my sons have turned out well. But ladies, listen, this is not easy. It is not easy.
She was a single mother, and she still got a man to pay 95% of the bills. Poor fool. I would have never married this woman.
You deserve love. Black women have more women are expected to be.
And they got pressure because they drunk the Kool-Aid.
And be the salvation and savior of black men. Because by the time you get one, you got to go through so much to get him to a point of being healed and healthy too. Not just yourself. Because black men are hurting so badly, but we can't heal them. I can't heal Carrie. Carrie had to get his own therapist and work on himself. I was supportive in his healing, encouraging in his healing, but Rebecca couldn't heal him. I couldn't fix it. He had to work on himself. The stereotype of the strong black woman is old. It's overplayed and it's old. It's time for us to soften up. It's time for us to have a soft landing. It's time for us to have a soft place to land. It's time for us to be able to rest in our ease and flow, to be provided for and protected. It's time for us to be valued.
And guys, it's time for you to rest and find a woman that's going to honor you guys. It's time for you to rest and find a woman that will value you guys. It's time for you to rest and find a woman that hasn't been ran through. It's time for you to rest and find a woman that don't have kids by other men. It's time for you to rest and find a woman that can follow male leadership. It's time for you to rest and find a woman that can love and respect you, even though you make $42,000, but she respects you for the man that you are. It's time for you men to rest, because a good man knows that if he get a righteous woman, they can build an empire together. Not expecting a woman to build, but because she supports his mission. But it's time for you men to rest too. And it's time for you men to recuse yourself of the thinking of the modern woman.
Valued for who we are. Who we are. Not what we bring to the table, but just who we are, like every other woman.
Shout out to our man John C. Evans. He said, I just came back from Thailand. I got my fit, feminine, and friendly Thai woman with no kid. There you go. Can't wait to return to Thailand for good. No doubt, brother. Just make sure you vet her properly, Brother Evans, and make sure you get one from the countryside, and you should be fine. And I wish you well, brother. Thank you, brother James Evans. And that's a deal right there.
That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Cortez, you said something very profound, man. I might have to do a show on that. We're gonna do a show, guys. Cortez gave me an idea. Guys, go to Brazil and rest. Let me write this down. I'm gonna do this for Cortez. Go, men, and rest in your masculinity. Hold on. I'm gonna do a show on that. Hold on. I'll write this for Cortez, man. Men, go abroad and rest in your masculinity. Rest in your masculinity. Thank you, Cortez. I'm gonna do a show on that. I gotta do a show on that. That's gonna be a good one. We're gonna do a show. Y'all make sure y'all share. We're gonna kill it. Because it's time for black men. It's time for black men to rest in their masculinity. Shout out to Gregory Scholar. He's still killing the game. Gregory Scholar is the #1 sponsor of the stream. Kosher, it generally turns out that the single unwed mothers are the ones which cry the loudest for upgrades and community building. And you are 1,000% correct, Gregory Scotland. And therefore, it's time for a difference, in the words of the late Bishop Charles E. Wynn.
Between clean and unclean. Put a difference between the holy and unholy. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. There's a difference between a dog and a cat. There's a difference between a sheep and a goat. There's a difference between a son of the devil and a son of God. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, guys. And we're going to have a live panel. And Money Mark and all the brothers, y'all want to come up. We're going to have a good conversation about what it means for a man to rest in his masculinity. We're going to have a live panel. I got 2 live panels. We're going to do some live panels. We're going to talk about men resting in their masculinity. Because it's going to sound paradoxical, but it's going to be a good one.
Nurturing. That's the feminine energy. That's why God created woman. That's who we are. Intelligence. Mina says, I never hear other races asking what their women bring to the table. You're not going to hear it. Because a man knows why he wants a woman. He wants her for all the stuff I just named. Sex, food, love, comfort, nurturing, being a best friend.
This woman is a liar, and she's highly damn delusional. I hear many white men in therapy. That's why she don't know what she's talking about. They do ask their women what they bring to the table. The problem is white women are more conditioned to respect their men, even though they are feminists. But they do ask their women what they bring to the table. But white men just don't have the balls to ask, many of them, because they're weak, some of them, compared to black men. But they do ask them. Every group of men ask their women what they damn bring to the table. But see, these women want to have fun in their glory years, whore around, and then they want to damn tell you nobody, no other group of men ask their women what they bring to the table. That's like asking a buyer asking the seller, what is their product worth? You tell me any market, any transactional market, when a person purchases something, they don't question the quality of that product. Rebecca Lynn Pope is highly delusional and highly ignorant. And I would tell her to her face so if I saw her in person.
To be the mother of your children. Hello? It's not that complicated. Why have men for thousands of years wanted a woman? Before current times. Right? It's not complicated, guys. Ladies, I know this is going to ruffle feathers. I don't care. I didn't make it for black men. I didn't make this message for anybody else. I made this message for black women. Black women who want to be married, want to build a family unit. Black women who do not want to do life by themselves and are tired of not being in partnership with someone to help take care of them.
Yeah. Enough of this woman. This woman, sadly, is delusional, and she's definitely a flip-flopper. But guys, that's why you need to get your passports and start traveling. You guys need to get some therapy. Come see me, a licensed clinician that went to one of the best schools in the country, and I do this because it's art therapy through cyber group therapy. And before you travel abroad, you definitely need to get some help. But don't listen to Rebecca Lynn Pope, because she don't know what she's talking about, sadly. She means well. Like the old folks say, bless her heart. But she means well. Guys, we're about to sign off. We're going to have some shows coming up that will be, it's going to be satire. Shout out to my man, Cortez. I got some ideas. And it's going to be good. It's going to be real good, man. And you guys stay tuned. I got some killers coming up, man. But in the meantime, guys, go get your tickets from the Black Manosphere Conclave. Go get your tickets. It's right around the corner. We're about to kill the game, man. It's all about male empowerment. Shout out Obong Angwa. Shout out, dear sister. Much love and blessings to that dear sister, guys. But guys, it's time to get your passport and travel abroad. So in the meantime, guys, go get your tickets. We're about to sign off. We will have a group panel at some point. And men, if you live in Atlanta, it's time to be delivered.
Not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
From the very beginning, we envisioned this event to be a beacon of growth and transformation, the Black Manosphere Conclave. Across 3 days, Black men will converge to retool themselves for the 21st century. We'll forge powerful business alliances, refine styles, amplify tech skills, and exchange life lessons unique to the Black male experience. Motivate, evolve, enlighten, and thrive. This, gentlemen, is the Black Manosphere Conclave. Welcome to the elite.
You to say so. I'm not no shame in my game. This is nothing that I'm ashamed to admit. I am what I am. I'm a warrior too, you know, so let that be known. I'm a warrior.
Yeah, guys, it's time to be a warrior. It's time to be a warrior, guys. But you can't be a warrior like Flex Johnson of stealing booty. Don't be gonna stealing no booty. You get in trouble like Flex because don't be gonna steal no booty. But it's time to be a warrior. Listen, guys, I got some shows coming up. Y'all gonna love it. We're gonna have an open panel. Y'all gonna love it. But in the meantime, guys, y'all hold the ship. And understand, in the words of the late, great Bishop Charles D. Williams, there's a difference, guys. We're about to sign off. Be well.
Between clean and unclean, put a difference between the holy and unholy. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. There's a difference between a dog and a cat. There's a difference between a sheep and a goat. There's a difference between a son of the devil and a son of God. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me.
Thing. He said it's a comedy skit.
But he didn't say it was a comedy skit. I don't know that.
But I told you I wasn't. But
okay, and I let it go.
You didn't let it go.
I'm not talking about it. You are. I don't give a fuck if you was a pimp or not.
But I don't give a... You keep asking me stupid shit.
I did not.
Why do you keep
what
asking
other
me
stupid shit do I ask you? What other stupid shit do I ask you?
Bring your fucking voice down.
No, you don't talk to me like that.
Bring your voice down.
No, you don't talk to me
you
like
bring
that.
your
You're
voice
not
down.
my daddy, though.
You can leave. You can leave. You
Oh
can leave. You can leave. There you go. No. Let her go. No. Let her go. Go ahead. Bye. Go. You go.
No.
There you go. No, you can leave. Go ahead.
Why are y'all doing this?
You good. We good. Thank you. Have a good day, sweetie.
What is going on? How did this
All right. No. It's good. There you go.
Oh my God. What in the world?
There you go.
What just happened?
It was time for her to bounce.
Flies eat poop. Get over it. Okay? That's for you.
Yeah. Shut up, Kosher. Yeah. Shut up. Whoa. Shut up, Kosher.
Ballin'.
Take it back.
Like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. Yeah, I'm ballin'. Like it's game time.
kosher. Shut up. Shut up, kosher. Take it back.
And I go beast like 23, 10 toes down, glued to the concrete. And I do me, keep to myself to find my peace. Been ballin' a little bit, woke up feeling rich. Still remember days I had to grind to get a cent. Still remember days when I spent a penny pinch. Now this bank account is lit and it's up and it's stuck just like Cardi said. Same faces around me and it's hardly friends. Saying how you do it, but you hardly did. Fibbing on the ground, yeah, you probably is. Ballin' like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. Yeah, I'm ballin' like it's game time.
Shut up, kosher. Shut up. Shut up, kosher. Take it back.
I got 9, couldn't wait in line. Game time. Game time. Locked in when it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. Pull up from the logo like it's Dame time. Same zone, so won't catch me on the same time. No, time is money, so I cannot give away time.
Shut up, kosher. Shut up. Shut up, kosher. Take it back.
But they don't really know still. See the glow up and I can't believe the glow still. Me plus me, that's a whole lot of money. Wake up in the morning, I can smell the bag coming. 3 whole years and these records keep running. Don't talk to me if you can't match the numbers. Ballin' like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. Yeah, I'm ballin' like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time. I put in work, couldn't wait for mine. I got 9, couldn't wait in line. Game time, game time. Locked in when it's game time.
Shut up, kosher. Shut up. Shut up, kosher. Take it back.
About to sign off, guys. You guys have been awesome on tonight. Look forward to more great content. Thank you guys once again. And I need you guys to understand this. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, it ain't right. Be well.
Fire for your mind. Kosher Clinician.
If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. Heaven and hell, that's what they told you. Real men put the strap down and we can toss them. Young heads picking back up and young dolphins. This is our culture. Now we talking kosher. Clinician, masculinity issues. Absent fathers who miss you. Mama drama don't kiss you. All a part of the ritual. This is how they get you. Separate the men, women, clipping babies pretend to. Damn. Lovers, haters, acting like vultures. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. Listen. Listen.